Hello and welcome to our instructional series of videos. In this installment, we're going to show you how to connect your Windows 11 computer to the OWC Jupiter Mini on its own network using a static IP address. This method has the Jupiter Mini and any connected computers on a separate 10 gigabit network. This will offer the best performance and consistency when using your Jupiter Mini. We've got the Jupiter Mini already assembled and plugged in, the 10 gigabit Ethernet adapter attached to our computer, and the appropriate Ethernet cabling. We're now ready to begin. The first step is to plug one end of the Ethernet cable into the upper right Ethernet port of the Jupiter Mini. Next, we need to plug a cable into the Ethernet adapter attached to our computer. If you're only connecting a single computer, you can simply connect the other end of the cable you just plugged into the Jupiter. If you plan on connecting multiple computers to the Jupiter, then you will want to use a separate cable, then plug the other ends of both into a hub or switch. You can now turn the Jupiter Mini on. On your computer, open the networking preferences by right-clicking on your wireless icon and selecting Network and Internet Settings. Scroll all the way down to the bottom of the window and click on Advanced Network Settings. Then, scroll all the way down again and select More Network Adapter Options. In the window that opens, locate your 10 gigabit Ethernet adapter and double-click it to open the status window. Click the button to open the Properties window, then choose the option to Configure. In the window that opens, select the Advanced tab. In the list on the left, find and select Jumbo Packet. On the right, select the option for 9014 bytes, then select OK. This will close both windows, but we have more to adjust. Find the icon for your adapter again and double-click it. Once again, click on the Properties button. This time, from the list in the middle, select Internet Protocol version 4 and double-click that. In the window that opens, make sure Use the following IP address is selected. Under the IP address, enter 192.168 and 0 for the first three numbers. For the fourth number, we're going to enter 100, but it can be any number between 2 and 254 except for 10. If you're going to add multiple computers to this network, you will need to use a separate number in this last place for each computer. Numbers between 100 and 200 are usually a safe choice. The subnet mask should populate automatically, but if it doesn't, make sure it reads 255.255.255.0. Then, go ahead and click OK on each window to close them. You can now close any other open windows. For the next step, temporarily disconnect any other network cables and turn off any wireless connections so that the only network you're connected to is the one connecting your computer to the Jupiter Mini. Open an Explorer window and click on Network in the sidebar. You will get a message stating that Network Discovery is turned off. Go ahead and dismiss this, as we'll be fixing this in a moment. At the top of the window should be a message bar that states that Network Discovery and File Sharing are turned off. Click the yellow bar and select Turn on Network Discovery and File Sharing. You'll be presented with a window asking whether you want to turn on Network Discovery for all public networks. Select the first response. No, make the network private. This way, your computer won't have file sharing turned on for public networks. After a moment, you should see an icon for TrueNAS appear in the File Explorer. This is the Jupiter Mini. Go ahead and double-click the TrueNAS icon, and after a moment, you'll be asked for credentials to connect. By default, the username and password are both Jupiter in lowercase letters. To avoid having to enter a username and password in the future, you can also choose to have your computer remember these credentials. Click OK, and in a moment, you'll see a networked volume named Jupiter, which is the volume on your Jupiter Mini. You can now use this volume like any other attached drive. You can now reattach and turn on any other network connections you have. If you need to connect again, you should be able to find it in the sidebar under Network, TrueNAS, then Jupiter. If you would prefer to have the drive directly mapped to a drive letter, you can do that too. First, open a File Explorer window. Right-click on this PC and select Map Network Drive. You will be given a dialog box allowing you to select the server folder and the drive letter you want to connect it to. For the drive letter, you can choose any available one you wish, but the default Z is usually a safe choice. For the folder, you'll want to enter the drive's IP address and shared folder. The default address for your Jupiter Mini is //192.168.0.10/Jupiter. Next, you can choose whether or not to connect to Jupiter every time you sign in. In this case, we're going to turn that option off. Click Finish and you'll get a window asking for the login credentials for the Jupiter Mini. The default username and password are both Jupiter in all lowercase letters. You can also choose to have the computer remember your credentials if you want to avoid entering the username and password each time. Once that information is entered, you can go ahead and click the OK button. You'll now see the Jupiter Mini volume listed under this PC, and the volume can be used like any other attached drive. You can now also access Jupiter's software UI for other setup and management options. Open a web browser and enter the IP address of the Jupiter, 192.168.0.10. Hit Return, and you'll be taken to the TrueNAS login page. By default, the username is admin in all lowercase letters, and the password is Jupiter, also in all lowercase letters. Then, go ahead and click the Login button. You may be asked if you want to save your password for future logins. This choice is up to you. You'll now be on the TrueNAS dashboard. From here, you can manage your Jupiter settings. For more information on the interface and what you can do with it, you can go to the Settings button in the top right and select Guide. You'll be taken to the TrueNAS Documentation Hub. The version used on your Jupiter storage system is called TrueNAS Scale. There are a number of setups and tutorials available that can help you get the most out of your Jupiter storage system.